everyone, George Rambleman here. Hope everybody's doing well. Early Sunday morning, early June here in Georgia, and the summer has finally arrived. And that means early mornings are the best time to get out and ride. Afternoons will be a little stormy, a little hot. Sunday mornings are my time. And it is a beautiful Sunday morning. I want to do a little short response to NC Stoney. He put up a video last week where he talked about his football coach growing up and how his coach inspired him, kind of helped him get him on the right track. Very interesting, and I was thinking about my own life, and of course, you know, I have people who inspired me other than my immediate family, my mom and dad. And I want to talk about one friend that was a huge inspiration to me growing up, really in my early adulthood, to be honest with you, that I really credit for a lot of my success that I had in college and the success that I've had in the business world. His name is Ed McCandless. He's from Greenville, South Carolina. And he ended up being my roommate my sophomore year at Georgia Tech. I just showed up fall semester to the dorm. They assigned you random, you know, roommates. If you didn't pick somebody that you knew, they just assigned somebody to you. And we ended up being roommates for 3 years and close friends the rest of our lives. A little background, before I met Ed, growing up in a military family, we moved around, but we settled in Georgia. I went to high school, a very small town in northwest Georgia, really a cotton mill town. Kind of a blue-collar area. High school was very small, had about 400 kids. I think there was like 90 kids in my graduating class. Most of the kids went to work in the mill or joined the military. A few of us went to college, but not many. And I decided on civil engineering. I went to Georgia Tech, and I have to tell you, my freshman year at Georgia Tech was very difficult for me. To be honest with you, I was kind of in over my head. The academics were getting the best of me. Didn't have a really solid high school background in math and science. To be an engineering major, it's kind of what you need. In fact, my second quarter actually, had a calculus class. Engineers have to take 2 years of calculus. And in my second class, I had a professor, Dr. Pitts. She was an older lady. We were affectionately referred to her as Ma Pitts. She was tough. She was not really a pleasant personality, and she was tough. And toward the end of the semester, she called me into her office, and she looked me square in the eye, and she said, "Young man, I think you need to consider a different career." She said, I just don't think you're going to make it as an engineer." I was an 18-year-old kid. My confidence was already shaken. And that was a pretty devastating meeting. I went back to my dorm, and I was pretty down about it. Went home the next weekend, talked to my dad. And he told me, he said, if you think you're in the wrong place, you can transfer someplace else. You have my full support, which I appreciated. But anyway, I went ahead and finished the semester. I didn't fail our class. I made a D. Only D I made when I was at Georgia Tech, but I made one other D in physics. Forgot about that one. But I finished out the semester, got into the co-op program, actually worked that particular spring, went to summer school. I did okay in summer school. A little bit more relaxed. But anyway, my sophomore year, I started And that's when Ed and I became roommates. And Ed, like I said, was in Greenville, South Carolina, and just one of the smartest guys I've ever met in my life. He was a straight A high school student. He was a straight A college student. You know, everybody's met these really smart people who just seem to, you know, scoot through life effortlessly. But Ed was not one of those people. He worked harder and studied harder than anybody I've ever seen in my life. Not only did he have the brains, he had an academic work ethic and an academic method of the way he went about things that was just second to none. And I watched him and I emulated him, and he got me squared away. Taught me how to study, taught me how to prepare. And, you know, the things I learned from Ed not only served me well at Georgia Tech and helped me get through Georgia Tech and finish my engineering degree, but it translated right over into my work life and professional life and the way I, you know, go about things in that manner. So, Ed, I don't know if you watch YouTube or not. Don't know if you'll see this video. I'm definitely going to let you know it's out there. But I've thanked you before. I'll thank you again, you know, for the example you set for me. You know, he finished his career at Georgia Tech with a 4.0 grade point average, went on to work for IBM as an industrial engineer and was very successful with that company, as I knew he would be. And we're still close friends. In fact, he was best man at my wedding. And he was, you know, he was the inspiration to me. He was a devout Catholic. He was on the swimming team, 4.0 grade point average. You know, really, he was a, you know, I say a role model, and you think usually a role model is somebody that's older. But he was a role model for me as a contemporary. So that's all I have to say. Thanks, Ed. Thank you, Stoney, for that video. Enjoying a great Sunday morning out here in North Georgia. Hope everybody has a great week. This is George Ramblin' Man. Everybody ride safe.